Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Look, smile on my face. That's nice, isn't it? After that Stoke game, I was fearing the worst. But there's been so many games this season where we've played poor in a game and then we've properly got up for the next one. Loads of games this season where I've been fearing the worst. Blackburn, Middlesbrough, probably more, and we've pulled it out of the bag. West Brom, another one. At that time when we played them, they weren't doing too well, like QPR tonight, and we managed to get the job done. And we managed to get the job done tonight. It was a struggle at times. It really was. We played. Every player played well enough to win this game. If we'd have played Fulham or if we'd have played Bournemouth or even Middlesbrough, they would have had to have played a lot better to beat them. QPR, let's be honest, were really poor tonight, really bad. Now, I'm not saying they played terribly. They just weren't really up for it. They didn't look like they were going to score in a million years. Even though the Blades, we sat off them in that last kind of 10, 15 minutes and let them kind of come on to us, especially in the last six. In the last 6 minutes, those injury time minutes, we just completely let them have free reign. Just come at us. Just come at us. We won't try and break on you. Don't worry about that. Just keep coming. They had one decent chance right at the end where it just flicked wide, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I thought the lineup to start off with was encouraging because 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐍 came in, which was nice to see because I feel like we need someone like him at right centre back with a right foot, somebody who's strong. He's going to challenge for it. He's going to give you a bit of grief, which we saw tonight. He was very, very, what's the word? I don't know, just hassled them a lot, knocked them about a bit. And we don't have many players at all that do that, if any. So it was nice to see him come in. He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. Be strong in the tackle, get stuck in, and we'll get onto him a little bit more later. But that was nice to see him coming in and starting at right centre back because I do feel like Egan, Davis, and Robinson are quite a flimsy sort of defence. I'm not completely convinced with them. They are quite a weak defence, not in the sense of being defenders, weak as in physically weak. We need some stronger defenders. And I do think that 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐍 is that guy. It was nice to see Oli McBurnie start the game. I know that's hard for people to believe that's coming out of my mouth, but it did. And I actually thought he had a pretty decent game today for Oli McBurnie. Linked up with Morgan Gibbs-White really, really nicely in the first half. Tired towards the end, but it was nice to see him back in that lineup because I do think Jebbo had a difficult time of it away at Stoke. He might have had a better time of it at home against QPR today when all the lads were up for it. They just weren't up for it at Stoke. But no, Oli McBurnie, he did really well in that first half. Like I said, tied towards the second half. But nice to see him back in the starting lineup and getting the clap, getting some minutes and getting a bit of confidence under his belt. And then the Stevens, fantastic. We'll get into it more as the video goes on, but it was nice to see him back in there. It was a little bit more like the end of old. I don't really think that Reece Davis deserved dropping, but at the same time, I would rather see Stevens in there, especially playing like that. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. Now, my very first point that I wrote down was goal, 9 minutes. That doesn't happen a lot for the Blades, so we will take it. And it was a lovely worked corner. Fleck knocks the ball into George Baldock. He steps over it. And I think the whole crowd knew what George was going to do there. If he'd have controlled that, then everyone had been like, ooh. But a lovely little step over. They must have worked on this in training. Norwood comes onto it, strikes the ball brilliantly. Now, at the time, I was thinking Norwood, the shot that he had against Stoke, where he just rolled it straight to the keeper's hands, barely put any pace on it. When I saw Norwood running up to that ball, I was like, oh, here we go again. But he struck it with some right force, some right veracity. And what actually happened, it's only from coming back and seeing the goal on Sky Sports that I really, really appreciated it, because it looked like Kieran Westwood fumbled it a little bit into his goal from where I was sat in the ground. When he strikes the ball, looking from behind the goal where the camera is, he bends that and it is just going to bend right into the bottom corner. So if nobody touches this ball, it is an absolutely fantastic finish. But it deflects off their man towards Westwood, and it just comes straight at him, and he doesn't really have time to get his feet and his body sorted, and it kind of just deflects off him and goes in the back of the net. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how it goes in the back of the net. That shot was good enough to go in. That shot would have gone in if it wouldn't have touched anyone. So it's nice that it went in the back of the net, because if that would have kind of deflected off the defender and gone straight to the keeper to make a save, we'd have looked back on that and been like, if only that wouldn't have hit that defender, that would have nestled in the bottom corner. But an absolutely fantastic goal from Ollie Norwood. I can't remember the last time Ollie Norwood scored from open play. He scored a few penalties. It might be Brentford away in 2019, I think it was. Let me know in the comments if you know the last time Ollie Norwood scored from open play, because I don't know. I'm really unsure. He had a really good chance earlier on in the season where he had an open net and he skied it. But no, it was great to see him on the score sheet anyway, and a really, really well-worked corner, because we are not very good at scoring from corners. 11th minute, I wrote down Ollie McBurney with a sexy back heel to Morgan Gibbs-White. That's what I wrote, a sexy back heel. And it really was. It set Morgan Gibbs-White on his way. Nothing came to it. But I thought I'd mention it because I do give Ollie McBurney quite a lot of stick on this channel. So it was really, really nice to see those two linking up well in that first half. In the 25th minute, Morgan Gibbs-White, instead of laying it off to Stevens, who's running onto it and would have had a shot on the angle, he tries to cross it with the outside of his foot. And it's straight to McBurney. McBurney possibly could have brought it down on the chest. I don't know if it was a little bit high for that, but he heads a tame header towards the goalkeeper just to make an easy save. Not Ollie McBurney. Ollie McBurney did what he could with that header and got it on target, but he had to generate all the power, and it just wasn't enough to beat the goalkeeper. He really should have slipped Stevens in. He made a few wrong decisions, I think, tonight, Morgan Gibbs-White. We'll get to his performance in a bit. On the 28th minute, Morgan Gibbs-White holds the ball up lovely, knocks it off to Sander Berge. He runs from pretty much the halfway line, and he's running. This is probably the only time where Sander Berge is running with the ball, and it doesn't feel like he's running very fast, because the defender manages to get across, slide in, and get a block in there. And the ball goes out for a corner. End of the move. Sander Berge, though, all day today on that right-hand side, pushing the ball, pushing off his man, and he's getting round him. He's so fat. He's like Usain Bolt trying to get round a player. But when he's running normally with the ball, or when he's running normally, he kind of ambles a little bit. But when he's trying to get round a player on that right-hand side, he just turns it up a gear. It's fantastic to watch. So that's half-time. I've got nothing after the 28th minute. On my notes that I make. What I will say, though, in the first half, there were quite a few players slipping. Same in the second half. And I don't get it. I understand that the grass needs to be watered. It needs to have a little bit of moisture on there for the ball to zip, for it not to be such a kind of dry, hard pitch. But the lads are slipping all over. Juranovic slipped in the second half. I'm trying to remember who else. There was loads of slipping in the first half as well. And Wes slipped and gave away a goal a few weeks back. Well, a fair few weeks back. But, like, why do we need to water the grass so much? In the second half, it was raining anyway. We watered that pitch within an inch of its life at half time and before the game. So yeah, I just don't get it. If anyone knows more about pitches than I do, let us know in the comments, because I don't understand why it has to be watered within an inch of its life, because this is going to cause us some problems. It really is. I didn't see any of their players slip, I don't think, but we were going down every 2 minutes. But at half time, we're looking, thinking they've been fantastic. And I'll tell you one player in particular. And if you know anything about football, you know exactly who I'm going to say right now. The player who was like a man on a mission in that first half, at least, John Fleck. What a fantastic game he had today. And Morgan Gibbs-White got the man of the match. Now, I love Morgan Gibbs-White. I think he's by far our best technical player. But he doesn't deserve to win man of the match every single week. Yeah, he had an off and on game, I do think. But John Fleck was a man possessed. I would love to know what he had for his tea, what energy drink he had. A lot of people saying on Twitter it's all the iron brew and haggis that he's been having. But no, that was John Fleck of 2018-19, 27. Well, from when he joined Sheffield United all the way up to the end of the first Premier League season. That was vintage John Fleck today. I don't think I've seen him play that well, since that Premier League first year. He was all over the place. He was chasing everything down. He was nicking the ball off players. He was getting stuck in. His passing was flawless. Everything about his game today was fantastic. Really, really enjoy watching Fleck. And do you know what? Sometimes I enjoy watching players like that, getting stuck in, getting about the pitch, chasing everything down, more than players with flair, because you just love watching players get stuck in and just leaving it all out on the pitch. It's fantastic to see. 51st minute, the first real chance that I've got down here, Morgan Gibbs-White goes for the lob on the keeper. Now, there were a lot of lovely little zipping passes before this, and then Gibbs-White gets it on the right-hand side. It wasn't far off. I'll be honest, it was not far off in the slightest. Very, very good effort on goal. But yeah, the keeper watches it over the bar. The keeper's not getting that. If that's on target, the keeper's done for. He's not saving that. But yeah, it just went over the bar. I've got a 60th minute, 𝐍𝐸𝐻 injured. Gutted about that. Really, really was gutted, because before that point, I thought he was coming into the game well. One of the guys on my row said that, he's had a fantastic game. I thought he did some things really well. I think you could see that he was certainly struggling for match fitness. He was off the pace a little bit, but only a little bit. Now, yeah, he's not played any games for a month or so, I think it is. But he had a decent debut today. He really did. Hopefully that injury is just something from not playing too many games, and I didn't see a knock. Maybe it's just, I don't know, a bit of cramp or something that's not going to keep him out for ages, because we don't want to keep seeing players go back to their parent club because they're injured. Sick of seeing it, and players on the treatment table for the rest of the season. We don't want that. We want him back in there, because I think he really did well. But so did Robinson when he came on for him. So it was nice to see 𝐍𝐸𝐻 get a big clap when he went off, and nice to see Robinson get a big clap when he came on as well. And really, I've not got too many other points after this. Morgan Gibbs-White, another shot on his left foot on the edge of the box. Bit of a tame one. Kieran Westwood saved it quite comfortably. If we were going to score a goal today, it was through Morgan Gibbs-White, let's be honest, other than obviously the Ollie Norwood one earlier on. But yeah, it was a tame shot. He wasn't quite himself today, Gibbs-White. A lot of things that he didn't come off. A lot of things that kind of shots didn't come off. I'll come into the 90th minute now, and he should have finished the game off. Fleck gets the ball We're on the break. He plays the ball through. The one thing I love about Morgan Gibbs-White is that he never takes that ball into the corner. Now, sometimes, if we'd have gone and conceded, you'd have said, oh, he should have took it into the corner. But I just love that he's trying to score a second goal, because that completely have just killed the game off. But he gets the ball on that left-hand side. He runs at them. He gets the ball. He gets a lucky ricochet that comes back to him. And it just feels like it's such an easy opportunity to just find that corner. And I know it's not. I know it's not an easy one. But he should have finished that game off. He could have squared it to Ozzy as well. Ozzy made an absolutely fantastic run to try to ask for the ball. And I understand that he didn't play it to Ozzy straight away, because that might have not got there, because they were kind of 2-3 men back. But when he got the ricochet and he was just about to shoot, and I understand that he's taking it on himself, he backs himself to score a goal there. If he'd have rolled that to Ozzy, though, Ozzy is in oceans of space, all on his own, and just puts it past the goalkeeper. But I suppose you could say the same about Gibbs-White. He was in loads of space. It did look like Kieran Westwood gave him that angle, all that side of the goal to aim at. He just couldn't find the back of the net. And really, we made it such hard work from the 60th to the 90th minute. We played some good football. We had a few shots, a few blocked shots, a few shots that kind of missed the target that shouldn't have. But we really kind of stepped off it I reckon, from the 70th minute onwards, and let them back in. Between the 70th and kind of 85th, 90th minute, we were having opportunities, but we did let them back into the game. But from the 90th minute, after Gibbs-White missed that curling shot, they were just on us, and we did not want to attack. The thing is with United, or this United team anyway, we are great until the last 10 minutes when we're winning. Then it's like we can't get rid of the ball quick enough. They're obviously trying to kind of pressurize us to lose the ball, and we just fold. We just kick the ball out. We just kick the ball anywhere and just let them come on to us. But tonight, we did not let them in and did not let them score that equalising goal, which was great to see. Also, 2 big results as well, I do think. Not massive results when it comes to sort of Millwall, but Millwall's lost at home tonight, which gets us 3 points away from them, which is another team a little bit kind of further down the league than us. And Luton, that is a massive, massive result tonight. Luton, we've gained 2 points back on Luton. They let a kind of 87th minute goal in against Peterborough away, the team that Middlesbrough's just gone and smashed. So that's nice to see. I was saying the other day, I don't think Luton are going to make the playoffs. They're doing so well at the moment. I do feel like this is a bit of a purple patch, and I do think they'll start conceding more goals, scoring less goals, and dropping points. And they've certainly dropped 2 tonight from the jaws of a win anyway. So that's good to see for a Blades fan. So yeah, that's me. I'll quickly go through a few players that I thought played well. Wes had absolutely bugger all to do. Flecky was vintage Fleck, fantastic, great to see. Egan strong in the tackle. Ben Davis had an okay game. Uremovic, okay game, was a bit shaky in the first half at times, but definitely grew into the game. He's definitely a scrapper. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him as long as his injury isn't too bad. I thought Norwood was fantastic today. I know people are going to say, oh, you're only going to say that because he scored. Yeah, he scored a great goal, but also it was his all-round play, nicking the ball off players. He's not his ping, but his quick passing. Boom, 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 boom. Him, Fleck, Stevens, Gibbs-White, all of them, Berger, balls just being kind of fizzed into each other, and great passage play, great kind of control on those passes too. We didn't give the ball away cheaply. Norwood had a very, very good game today for me. A lot of crosses from Fleck were poor from corners. Wanted to see better corners from Fleck. Obviously, the goal came from a lovely Fleck short corner, but his corners into the box weren't great today, to be honest. Gibbs-White, I thought he had a real sort of odd game because he'd do something fantastic and then he'd do his tricks and flicks and when he could just control the ball and lay it off to the side. So, yeah, a bit of a mixed bag with him today. I do still think he's kind of off the pace a little bit. He didn't have the greatest game against Stoke. He was still the best player for us on the pitch, but he didn't have a great game against Stoke. And tonight, it was a bit of an odd one. He, like I say, played some really good football at times, but also, yeah, when he needed to get his foot on the ball and not give it away, he did give it away sometimes. And yeah, that 90th minute goal, he should have put that away. That's sure he should have put that away. That would have absolutely finished them off, no doubt about it. And Ollie McBurney, for those of you that have not been here from the very start, I gave Ollie McBurney a lot of praise right at the start. Never again. No, I'm joking. No, he had a good game. He really did. He linked up very, very well with Gibbs-White early on in the game. He scrapped for it. His feet were much better tonight. He didn't kind of trampoline off his foot too many times tonight. Yeah, like I said earlier, lovely little back heel in the first half as well through 2 plays to Gibbs-White. So we want to see more of that from Ollie McBurney. I've not been a massive fan of McBurney since he signed for us. But believe it or not, when he signed for us, I was like absolutely buzzing about that because you could see how he played for Swansea. And if we could have got him playing like that from the first whistle, he could be a very, very good player for us. But he's just, a lot of things have happened for McBurney. Hopefully, he's going to kind of, if Billy is out for a few more weeks or a few more games at least, hopefully McBurney can get that match sharpness, get that match fitness, be able to play 90 minutes and be that striker that we need him to be. Kieran, he's absolutely buzzing about Ollie Mack, you can tell. The Jimmy Fleck curse appears to have been lifted. Don't say that too soon, James, because we've seen some good John Fleck performances this season and we've also seen some rubbish ones. So hopefully that is Fleck back and it's John, not Jimmy. At times, it was like a friendly, but we stuck to our task. Well done, Blades. Win ugly. Yeah, I don't know. We just needed the win. We really did. But at the same time, all our players played quite well. Their players didn't particularly play well. They were not very good today. And we only won 1-0. We need to be killing these teams off. If we'd have scored a second after 20 minutes, 25 minutes, they'd have just folded. No doubt about it. No doubt about it whatsoever. And that could have been 4-5-0 tonight if we'd have scored a second goal pretty shortly after. So I would have liked to have seen us score a few more goals, get a better goal difference. But yeah, a win is a win, David. You're absolutely right. I don't think we're going to make it. That's what Steve says. Fair enough, Steve. Fair enough. We may not make it. QPR fan here, you lot deserved it. We was never going to pose a threat. We are in a massive fall. Good luck for the rest of the season. Evan, we've been there, mate. Sorry to hear that. West Brom did the exact same thing, didn't they? I feel sorry for you because you've been up there for such a long time. Yeah, it wasn't a particularly good performance from QPR. I said Saturday, I say it again. Forest the playoffs, we are not good enough. We possibly aren't. Ender looked much more the part than Reece Narrington-Davies. He did, James. Absolutely. Where did 6 minutes of injury time come from? There was an injury, wasn't there? There was an injury that someone was down for a while. Aremovic was down for a little bit. Who else was down? I'm sure there were a couple more players. I honestly did think it were going to be kind of 5-6 minutes. I really did. At times it was like a friendly. It was courtesy, mate. It was a bit of a walk in the park. But when you've got kind of 6 minutes of injury time and we're only still 1-0 up, anything could happen. And it nearly did. Lovely back heel from McBurney. First half, that took out 3 players. There you go. That's the one that I was talking about. Finally, Norwood goal. That wasn't ruled out by Hawkeye or a dodgy official. There we go. On to Bournemouth. Yes. We need to go and beat Bournemouth now. We desperately need to beat Bournemouth. We need to keep this home train going because we are certainly a home team right now. We can't seem to string any sort of wins together away from home. We can't even win a game away from home. So we need to win all our games at home, or most of them anyway. Bramwell Lane needs to be like it was in the last 10 minutes with some noise. All season fans have been frustratingly quiet. We need to understand we cannot. Yeah. You're absolutely right, Joe. We need that. Even the cop is quiet at the moment. After that win, Bournemouth now becomes an even bigger game. Promotion. Absolutely, Hal. Absolutely. I think having an ex-House player on the pitch really helped the atmosphere tonight. It did. It did. Lots of singing about Wednesday, lots of singing about the 4-2 win, the Bouncing Day massacre. Norwood scored outside the box in open play versus Millwall in the FA Cup away in January 2020. I'm trying to remember that. I'm struggling to remember that, Craig. I'm going to have to have a little look on that. I thought that was, is that Reading? I thought that was Mo Besic, but was that Reading or was that Millwall? I can't remember that. The run starts 4-6 at home. We know we can beat Bournemouth and Fulham. We compete against the top teams. We do. We really turn it on against the big teams. We really do. Ollie Mack, very industrious tonight. Nice to see. It really, really was. Sander can't be stopped once he starts running. That is very, very true. Just got back. Was at the game. We did all right, but could have been stronger. Last few minutes had me worried. Same here. Last time Ollie scored 1896 versus Hull Corinthians. Very, very good. They could and should have scored on the 45th minute. Header just under the crossbar. Yes, that is right. It was Jeff Hendrick, wasn't it? I think Ender gave him a little bit of a push, but only a slight one for him to kind of misjudge his header. Flecky was amazing. Norwood was amazing. So was Morgan Gibbs-White. There you go. That's from Joel. Sander needs to shoot more. He really, really does. Fleck was excellent. Absolutely. Fleck was excellent. Lots more Fleck. Fleck was robbed from man of the match. That's exactly what I said. Morgan Gibbs-White, Fleck, Berger, were all great. I thought, I think a lot of people are saying the same thing. Are we sure Aremovic wasn't just cramp? It really, really could have been. There we go, Kieran. He went off with cramp, Hecky said. That's what we want to see. We want to see up the cramp. That's all we want to see. We don't want to see any actual full-on injuries. Let's just hope that we don't get any more cramp from him. A good performance from McBurney, but another game without a goal. Yeah, he needs that goal. He's desperate for that goal. There we go. So I think we're pretty much done, guys. Thank you very much. There's so many comments to go through. Thank you very much for everyone commenting. Opinion on Jebbo. I'm on the fence with Jebberson. I think he's got a lot to prove. I don't know. After last season, I thought he was going to start for the Blades and bang a load of goals in. How wrong I was. Now, I'm not daft. I know that he's only young. But I expected a bit more from him coming back from Burton, having scored quite a few goals and playing kind of in front of Morgan Gibbs-White, Illiman and Dye, playing with sort of Billy Sharp. But he's not been given too much game time, and I think he's kind of gone backwards a little bit. So hopefully we can get him on the score sheet like Ollie McBurney and get them all some confidence. Borough have Fulham, though. Yeah, that's great. That's absolutely great. We want to see Fulham go and beat Borough, hopefully. Right, there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Jebbo, not the finished article at all. Give him time. Oh yeah, I love Jebbo. I think Jebbo is going to be a star in the future. Just it's too early for him. We need to kind of nurture him a little bit more and get him playing with these really, really good players. Wow, my ears are red. It wasn't even that cold tonight, to be honest. But a decent night. I'm not absolutely buzzing, but I've got a smile on my face. We've just taken 3 points. We are back in the playoff places for now. Teams have got games in hand. Middlesbrough, 2 games in hand, 2 points behind us. That's not a lot of points behind us, and that is a lot of games in hand. So let's see, boys and girls. Hopefully, the Blades will stay in the playoffs. I can't see it for now. We just need to keep on winning. Keep that train going at home and just yeah, positive vibes. Positive vibes. Thank you very much. See you next time.